they come in. All right. Today we are going to be working on page 7, and we are going to be working on centimeters again. We're going to be estimating and measuring our objects on our paper in centimeters. So let's go ahead and look at our princess or the height of Cinderella. Okay. And if we look here at the side of her, and we think about centimeters again, remember they're much smaller, so that means we're going to have more of them. Let's make an estimate that Cinderella is 20 centimeters. That's my guess. 20 centimeters. Now let's look at Cinderella's slippers. Much smaller line here. Let's estimate that her slipper is 9 centimeters. And then let's look at her wand. How many centimeters do we think her wand is? I'm going to guess 15 centimeters. Remember, CM stands for centimeters. That's our abbreviation. And then when we go to look at our ruler, we want to make sure that we start at our 0. And we're using our smaller numbers that are closer together. Those are our centimeters. Okay, let's go ahead and measure the height of Cinderella. Lining up my 0 with the end of the line, going all the way up. And it looks like Cinderella is almost exactly 17 centimeters. So we said 20 centimeters, and that's okay. We are pretty close. Not exact, and that's okay when we do estimations. All right, let's go ahead and measure her slipper. So we're going to take our ruler, making sure we use the smaller numbers. Put it on, line it up with our 0. And then we're going to go across and see where we're at. So it looks like we're right here in between the 4 and the 5, but not quite at the half point. So we would go back to the 4. But this one is 4 centimeters. I did not do a very good job of my estimation there, but that's okay. All right, let's go ahead and estimate our wand. Or not estimate, let's actually measure our wand. I'm gonna turn it this way so it's easier for me. And I'm going to line up my 0 with the end of the line. And then I'm gonna go across and look and see where the end of my line is. And we are almost exactly at the 10 centimeter mark. So we're going to write 10 centimeters for our wand. All right, good job. All right, now we're going to move on. And we are going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to estimate the house with the length and the width. And then we're going to estimate the height of the pig. And then we're going to estimate the length of the sticks. Okay, so let's start with our house. So first they want to know the height or the length of this house. So the height of it. Let's say I'm going to guess that house is, I'm going to guess 18 centimeters. And then now let's look at the width of this house. I'm going to guess 16 centimeters. Then we're going to go over and we're going to estimate how tall the pig is. And I'm going to guess 11 centimeters. And then we're going to take the length of the sticks. And I'm going to go with 6 centimeters. And now we're going to go through and we're going to measure each one in centimeters. I'm going to turn my paper to do my house. Lining up my 0, making sure I'm using my smaller numbers. And lining up my 0, going across. And it looks like we're right here. We're not quite at the halfway mark in between the 12 and the 13. So I'm going to go back to the 12. So it looks like the height of this house is 12 centimeters. And then I'm going to measure the width of the house. I'm going to line up my ruler and I'm going to go across. And this one does look like it is slightly past the 10. So it's in between the 10 and the 11, but it is past this half mark in between. So if it's past that, we're going to round up to the nearest centimeter. So we're going to round up. So rounding up would mean that this is 11 centimeters. So if it is past the halfway, if it's on the halfway mark or past it, we would round up to 11 centimeters. If it's behind this halfway mark right here, then we would go back to the number. All right, let's go ahead and measure our little pig here, see what his height is. I'm going to turn my paper. I'm going to line up my 0 and go all the way down to see where we're at. And it looks like we are almost exactly at the 8 centimeter mark. So this little piggy is 8 centimeters. And last but not least, we are going to measure the length of the stick. So we're going to line up our 0, put it down. We're going to go across. And if you notice, this line is past this halfway mark in between the 5 and the 6. So if it's on the halfway mark or it's past it, we round up to the next number, which would be 6 centimeters. If it is behind this halfway mark, we would go back to the number, which is 5. But it is past this halfway mark, so we are rounding up to the 6. So the length of those sticks is 6 centimeters. And that is all we are going to complete today. I want you to hop on Seesaw, do a little bit more measurement. There's a slide on there that you need to measure in centimeters. And then I would like for you to do your IXL skill. And then you can press the green and white check mark. Great job.